I'm eating cheese and drinking Diet Coke.
It's an interesting combo. What kind of cheese? Cheddar?
We got a mixture in here. We got cheddar, pepper jack, and this might be Munster.
Ooh.
I like the hat. That is a preview to what's going to happen in 2022.
This
so
is
I reached
called
out to a number of
foreshadowing.
Reached out to a number of people and got some pretty good feedback. Now, when I reached out to a bunch of companies to see if they would be interested in sponsoring the show, I said for the upcoming season of 2022, because as we get ready to launch 2022 season 2, I wanted to align myself with some companies that I trust and that I respect, that do a lot of work in our woodworking community. And now I'm getting a phone call from my son on live. Well, not so much live. Hold on. Yes?
Very professional.
I'm sorry. I'm recording the
I hope
podcast.
this isn't an emergency.
Do you have a key?
Otherwise, I'll feel like a dick.
All right. Hold on. Now, Brandon's making fun of me on the show. I'll be right back, people. I'm going to come up and let you in.
We'll be back after these messages.
Why have a key on you?
Kids are fun. So I guess I'll sit here and entertain everyone. I don't even know. I don't typically watch the pre-show, so I wonder if Mike even lets these moments where he's off putting out fires, if they even make it to the show. So we'll find out. But yeah, Mike's reached out to a few people or a few companies. And maybe later on in the show, we're going to talk a little bit about the future of the show and what's to come in 2022 and what things might change when Mike's retired, because he's not going to have work stories anymore. So this might shift to more of a woodworking show instead of all the other things. Oh, is he back? He looks back. His internet connection looks like shit, but he is back.
I know I'll have fun when I watch this back.
It's really
see
not
what you were saying.
It's really not that bad. I was just telling the people that we got some fun things lined up for 2022, and there's potential changes with you retiring and the format of things, because you're not going to have work stories.
Oh, I will. I'm going to be working in a private security sector. I'm sure there's going to be some stories about that.
Isn't that the same?
And still doing security at like all the big venues and stuff
Security
around
this is
here.
a law enforcement show.
I'm a law enforcement officer.
You'll be a retired one.
Still carrying a badge and a gun. Although my badge says retired on it. Or it will. Anyways, so I reached out to those companies, and some of them said, well, it's funny because it's November, and they think maybe they didn't read the email all the way, because we're at I get a lot of this, we're at the end of our yearly budget, and we don't have anything left. I'm like, no, that's why I stated in the email, at the start of next fiscal year, I'm looking for sponsors.
We're in Q1 of fiscal year 2022. So if they're going on fiscal year, their budget should be flush.
Well, whatever. If they want it, they want it. At least I got a few more listeners, I think, in the show.
Well, hopefully they pick a good one.
So is there a way for you to turn up the volume on your end at all?
Let's see here. I'll turn this up. How's it?
When I edit these on video, it's really quiet.
Okay, hold on. Because as I turn the volume up on my mic,
yeah,
I have to turn the volume down in my headphones. So
okay, but I can hear you a lot better though.
I get that, but I have it maxed out without touching the gain. So let me see if I can adjust yours.
No, that sounds better already.
Because I have to turn down my headphones so I don't blow an eardrum.
You got two.
Yeah, but I got two. I got both things on. So blow both.
No, you got two eardrums. Just blow one out.
And then my brains will come out my eyes, and then it's going to be...
Maybe you'll turn into Homelander.
Maybe.
And you'll get laser eyes.
I don't want laser eyes. Seem dangerous.
Do you watch The Boys?
No.
Oh, my God, dude. Dude.
Is it good?
Really? You should watch... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's very good. So you should watch it. Speaking of what you're watching, I am now watching Dope Sick.
Dope Sick?
Michael Keaton. Yeah, Michael Keaton produced it. He's starring in it, and it takes place in Appalachian mountains and Pennsylvania area. But it's a true story about how Purdue Pharma, they are the inventors of OxyContin. And the shit they told their sales reps to do, somehow they got the FDA to put a label on their medication saying less than 1% of people get addicted. Then they told doctors, they had their sales reps tell doctors that it's not addictive. It can be prescribed as headache medicine and toothache medicine and you fucking name it.
Kind of makes you want to not trust the FDA, huh?
You know what? This is funny that you say that because, first of all, I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan. And so I've watched an interview with him on 60 Minutes, I think 2 weeks ago, and they referenced the show Dope Sick, and then, of course, being Batman again in The Flash. And he did it from his ranch in Montana that he bought like a 2,000-acre ranch after the first Batman movie.
I always feel like Keaton is like one step away from being Kevin Costner.
He's so good. Yeah. So last night he was on Jimmy Kimmel. Let me preface this by saying
Jimmy Kimmel
I hate
can
Jimmy
eat a
Kimmel.
dick.
He can't. No, he can eat a bag of
bowl
dicks.
of dicks even.
A bowl of dicks because I hate Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, he's kind of
and I don't like to use that H word, but talk about a fucking hypocrite.
He used an H word?
1 year he's got chicks on trampolines with tits bouncing all over.
The
and
Man
drinking beer on the
Show.
And the next thing he's, gone completely, did a 180.
So anyways. Wait, hold on. What's the H word?
The H word?
Yeah.
Oh, hate.
Oh.
I don't like to say hate.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I think it's a very bad word. So
It's a hateful
I
word.
dislike him.
Yeah, I don't like him. He's kind of...
I don't know him personally, obviously. He's never been on the podcast yet. He has yet to be on the podcast.
Yeah, he's not invited.
But he's not invited. So anyways, he has Michael Keaton on last night. So I'm watching it. I paused what I was doing in the shop to watch it. And so he's talking about Dope Sick. It's on Hulu. And Michael Keaton's saying, I did a lot. He's saying that he's getting ready to read lines and stuff. And he tells the showrunner, he's like, this doesn't seem real. You want me to say this or they're doing this? And he's like, hold on. And he goes out. This is actually a case that's still being mitigated. All this shit happened.
Yeah.
So then the producer says to Michael, yeah, this, and this. He's like, holy fuck. This shit actually happened.
Yeah.
And just keep being reminded because when you hear the employee when they have their sales agents, sales reps in this room, they're doing this, corporate gung ho, clap, let's get out there and sell. Oh, by the way, here's what we want you to tell the doctors. First, they released a 10 milligram pill, then a 20, then a 40, then an 80, then they fucking did a 160, and they're telling these sales reps to tell the doctor that there's something called breakthrough pain because the pill wasn't lasting 12 hours. So these people are going back to the doctor saying, it's not lasting 12 hours. I'm in all kinds of pain. So now these guys go, oh, we need to come up with a term. Yes, Brandon, I see your hands up. Go.
Breakthrough pain. That sounds similar. There's a term that's been thrown around recently called breakthrough cases.
Breakthrough cases. Maybe those people used to work for Purdue Pharma. So they're telling them breakthrough pain. Tell them it's breakthrough pain. So then they film that line of bullshit. I mean, it's unfucking believable. If you get a chance to watch it, it's on Hulu. I'm like 6 episodes
watch it,
in.
bro. We're living it.
Yeah,
it's just a different drug.
Here, my point was, fucking Kimmel. So Michael tells them, this, and this stuff really happened, and the family that started this, they're still litigating, and they're trying to. I think they're paying their way out of getting in trouble, of course, because they're multi-billionaires. And then Jimmy Kimmel says, which I never thought I'd hear him say, gee, it's not so hard to believe that people don't trust the government and want to take a vaccine.
Yeah, it's funny because he's the same guy who was saying that people who aren't vaccinated shouldn't be able to get emergency medical care in hospitals. He's a cunt.
Oh, yeah, he is. And if you like that word, you'll love The Boys because Who's the guy that?
My favorite podcast outside of this one has a great saying. They even created a hashtag. It's called APAC. It stands for All Politicians Are Cunts. They have a shirt. I would love to get it, but I would never be able to wear it because, kids that can read.
Yeah, well, my kids can read, and they'd probably wear that shirt.
Well,
They're older.
yeah. My oldest is 9.
I'm having a mental block on who. Oh, Carl Urban. Carl Urban, who plays, Bones in the Star Trek movies, and he was Dredd. He's a fantastic actor. He's in The Boys, and his favorite word is cunt. And he actually gets to use his actual accent because he's like British.
Huh.
And he says people run up to him on the street and go, "Hey, you call me a cunt." It's fucking hilarious.
Well, it's so funny. That word is so funny to me because, like, over in like the UK, it's used all the time. But like here, it's like you say that and people are like, like clutching their pearls, like, my dear.
Yeah, that's taboo
I
here.
love it. Like if you
Speaking of
really,
the UK,
you really want to go with shock value, like just drop that occasionally. It freaks people out, and they'll stop. They'll stop talking to you.
Use that on a call. Shut up, you cunt.
Yeah, see, I can't.
Oh wait, you have a camera.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
We had a dude get in trouble because he said, "Shut up, bitch."
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was during the riots. Then he fired a 40 mil at her.
Did it hit her?
Yep.
Is that from the SL6?
No. We have.
Do you guys carry SL6s?
No, we have the single shot. I wish we had the drum.
Do you know?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
That thing's.
It's amazing.
It's awesome, dude. We have one.
It's so easy to like miscock it though.
It takes a lot of training
Yeah,
to get used to it. That's why we train one guy loads it, one guy fires it.
Yeah, we had we had those in Monterey. Like we had one. It was in the sergeant's car. Which I thought.
Yeah, ours too. Ours is in the sergeant's car.
Which, I mean, makes sense.
But our sergeant
for
was
smaller
on
departments to just have it there with the sergeant, because chances are, if you're going to deploy it, he's going to be on the call.
Yeah, our
Supervising
sergeant
shit.
that carries it was on what we call NIPUS, which is the Northern Illinois Police Emergency System. So it's their SWAT team. It's a conglomerate of like 40
Yeah, it's like a regional
towns that have NIPUS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was on NIPUS and he used that all the time. So he trains us with it.
Yeah.
And he's very familiar with it. So
I'm on the list to get one, not the 6-shooter.
A sergeant?
No. To get a 40 mil. See, so here where I am now, individual officers are issued it.
Really?
Yeah. But to get on the
how's that work?
You just get on the list, and then when someone retires and turns it in, then they give it to you.
Next.
It's seriously like,
I want to get on that list.
I walked in there and I just goes, "Hey, so if I put my name on the list now, will I get one before I retire?" And I got a solid maybe.
Hey, I'm asking if I'm going to be able to carry that new fucking gun I bought before I retire. Because we got the red dot site, everything's all set up, and they're like, "Well, we don't have a policy yet. I'm waiting for the FBI feedback."
There's plenty
My
of
other
other
agencies.
agencies.
He's a
that
patrolman.
Have the policy, like just.
Well, we know it. We're waiting for my buddy, very good friend who I hike with. He's the one that's in charge of that, and that's why when I went hiking, my buddy Dan, who's on my shift, who wrote the policy, but they won't put it in effect because he's a patrolman, and he was number 3 on the sergeant's list, and they can promote any one of the 3. So Dan said to me, "While you're on the mountain with Mark, just push him off. I'll pass the red dot site and get promoted."
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, okay. Which reminds me,
Maybe they
it's
would have
very
found the
late,
body
but-
next to. Was it Gabby Petito?
Oh, Gabby, yeah. My buddy Nick got promoted tonight to sergeant, and he's coming to our shift to run our shift.
Good for him.
And his wife's like, I guess his wife's reaching out to other wives like, "What's midnights like?"
Horrible.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
always
but
grouchy.
They're probably gonna promote another guy sergeant by spring, so Nick will have sergeant seniority over him, and Nick will be able to go back to days.
2 more weeks of midnights.
Fuck you.
Then I go to FTO school for a week, and then I start with my new team
I'm so jealous.
on a swing shift.
Save that shit for the show, man. Coming up, in the show, Brandon's going to talk about his new shit,
Swing
being
shift.
an FTO, and leaving midnights.
Leaving it in my rear view. I'll probably go back to midnights at some point for like a shift. Like 6 out of the last 8 years, I've been on a midnight schedule, and it is it's taking its toll on my body.
Taking its toll. You better get out of there while you're young, before you get to my age.
Yeah, my sleep pattern is not great. Like, I'm amazed that I don't have bags under my eyes.
Yeah,
like currently,
boxes, not bags.
Yeah,
I wake up.
I got a whole sack.
I'm wearing these thick black frames today because my bags are so big. Yes, nice bags.
Money bags.
So lots of stuff to talk about on the show coming up. Lots of woodworking stuff. I got work stories. You wrote the episode. It won't open on my phone. So I'm trying to figure out why I can't access it in Google Drives, yet I can open it on my computer, but don't want to because I don't want to have another window open while we're running Squadcast. I was going to print it.
But then you didn't.
So I opened it to print it, and it won't open. And then this morning, working down here in the shop, I had to mail. I was going to mail that board to Jonathan, and I wrapped it, and then I have a scale down here, and business stuff. I weigh it. I buy my postage from the USPS, and I go to print the label. Computer won't print. I bang in my head for an hour. That's not printing. I run upstairs. I'm undoing the printer. I'm rehooking it up. I'm turning it on and off. I'm running up. I don't have a printer in my shop. Run upstairs, check it. Run downstairs, check it. Run upstairs, literally up and down. I'm like, fuck it. I'll email it to myself. I'll print it from my phone. Not working. Finally had to break out my Mac, open my Mac, get all that booted up down here.
The old trusty Mac.
Email it to myself, and then printed it from my Mac. I have no idea what the hell's going on. But anyways, I'm going to try and open it again right now. And we'll see. And first of all, can you stop sending shit to Midnight Maker?
It's the email I have. You have like 17 emails.
We have a Handcuffs and Sawdust podcast email that you can do all of our show correspondences through. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot. We have Marrazzo Woodworking. I'm trying to phase out Midnight Maker. I've switched all my shit over, all my email subscriptions over. And don't use the midnighthandyman@gmail.com because I still have that one, yes. You have like 5 email addresses.
Fucking email addresses.
Yeah. Oh, my website's looking good, dude.
Yeah?
I got to tell you about that too on the show, yeah. All right, so look, I have it right here. I can see it right there.
Okay.
I push open, and it does this. And it just sits there.
Let's see what that says.
It says episode 30, rundown.docs, and it's just sitting there, won't open.
I don't know what to tell you.
Do it. So I'm going to have to open it on the computer. How many bars do I have?
3. Here. I'll share it with fucking hand.
Can't you just, it's a fucking Word document. Don't send it in the Google Doc. Just send it to me.
I have it in, that's where I built it, was in Google Docs. So that I can get it on my phone. I can do it on my iPad. I can do it on a computer. I can do it
you know what? Hold
everywhere. Everywhere.
Look what I have.
You have a computer.
I have a different computer. I'll just turn this one on. I'll turn that on and bring it up on there.
There.
Pretty soon I'm going to have 4 monitors, 3 computers. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to be all kinds of shits coming to the H&S podcast. I don't want to eat all this cheese because it's probably 1,000 calories.
Well, then stop eating the damn cheese. I don't want to eat all this cheese as I go in for more cheese. And shove it in my mouth. I don't want to. I have to.
I can't. Oh, this is Swiss. Yes, I get a commission if I sell a drill.
Oh, well, that explains why you're pushing
10%.
everyone so hard on it. I would too.
Plus, it's $60 for this awesome drill. Minus $60 and then take off 12%. That's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
All right, I'm done with the cheese. I think I have a stomachache now.
5 minutes in, I gotta go shit.
Yeah. All right. Let me bring up my calendar of incidents that happened at work that were so much fun to talk about. All right. Oh, so Deco Tools said they don't do. So I've been hawking their drill, but yet they won't buy any podcast or they won't buy any sponsorship time on the show. But they said you can mention our product on your show.
They sent you a free fucking drill. And you get a commission on every drill that gets sold with your code. Like, what more do you want from these people? They're running a business.
Total Boat said their budget is spent, but they want to revisit. Rockler set me up an affiliate possibility. Power Pro Hardware said no. Starbond wants to give away product on our show, but not give us money, which is cool.
Well, yeah,
we can do that.
They've always been really receptive anytime I've asked them to be a part of a giveaway.
Oh, yeah. Because their most important thing is getting their product in people's hands, not giving people money for a show. Forest to Home said they can't right now, but they want to revisit it next year. Walrus Oil said maybe.
Go lay down, dude. I don't need you fucking up your leg anymore.
My computer will be up in a minute, and we can start. So let's say goodbye right now on the pre-show. I want to say thanks for watching the pre-show on YouTube. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell, right, Brandon?
Yeah, that's usually my line, but it's cool. You can just go ahead take my shit.
Well,
it's fine. It's fine.
You're talking to your dog or something. I don't know what you're doing. It's our show.
You sure?
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep him from blowing out his leg anymore and costing me any more money than he's already going to cost.
Yeah, poor baby. Yeah. Sorry about that. We've had to go through that.
Yeah. This is his second one. He got one done before we adopted him, and we talked tough and was like, "Oh yeah, no, we're just gonna do pain management if it ever happens again." And the second it happened, like, "Ah, fuck, we're gonna do it."
Yeah, you have to. Hold on, I gotta plug my computer, and I just noticed it's not plugged in. Yeah, next time, what you can just type it in Word and send it to me, and then you can also upload it to your Google Drive after that.
Well, I know I can do
so
that,
you have access to it. Okay.
But I initially start everything on Docs because I have that on my iPad, which is primarily where I do all my on-the-go stuff.
Okay. I've never used Google Docs for anything except sharing files, not to actually create something in it. I don't know how it works.
It's exactly the same as Word. So when you open up Gmail, you know how you have that little matrix of dots up in the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Click that, scroll down, it'll go straight to Docs.
Oh,
because it has like hyperlinks to Drive, to Gmail, to Google, to all like their share Excel sheet, PowerPoint, all their shit.
Okay.
So it's just the first thing that pops to mind because that's what we would always have to use, or what I had to use when I was finishing up my bachelor's was for group projects. We would just have to do it through Google Docs, so that everyone could get in and edit things on their own time.
Okay. Bachelor's degree. It's cute.
Took me 15 years.
Oh, which, hey, I didn't get mine till, let's see, I got my associates in 2010, my bachelor's in 2013. So how old was I?
I don't know. I can't do math.
And then my master's in 2015. So
yeah,
I'd go for a doctorate if I had the time.
Also graduated with no student loan debt.
Me too.
Yet
because we're adults.
Yet I still have student loan payments I have to make.
What?
So, when you're a newlywed,
yes,
and your wife says,
"Oh,
I think I kind of want to go get my master's," and you go, "Sure, honey, whatever you want." You should really do kind of a deep dive into how much it costs.
Did she use FAFSA at all?
No. Well, she still had some from her bachelor's, and then her master's program.
What's her master's in?
Her master's is in Homeland Security and Emergency Management.
Badass.
She took a class, one of her classes, Charles Peanut Tillman was her classmate.
Get out of town.
Swear.
You just
No.
You just made that
No.
up. Did he punch her? Did he punch her lunch out of her hands?
No, but she
Peanut punch coming your way.
like I remember the class was doing like their little introduction like posts and everything. He mentioned that he was like a football player. Hey, do you know a guy named Charles Tillman? I go, shut up.
Get out of town.
Is he from like the Chicago area? He's like, yeah, actually. I'm like, son of a bitch, you got fucking Charles Tillman in your class. Like, all right, cool.
Peanut is one of the
I guess we can root for the Bears
people
while you're in this class.
Bears. How long ago was that?
Shit, like 2011.
Okay. He's such a great
Yeah,
guy,
like
man.
2011, 2012, something like that.
I met Lemuel Stinson, who you don't know. This was back when Kim and I, one of our first dates. Actually, we just passed our anniversary for our first date. It was November 16th, 1985 was our first date.
That's 2 years before I was even born.
Yeah. And
That's a
we used to
long
go to
time
this
ago.
Italian restaurant that no longer exists. There's a hotel there now in town, in Schiller Park, actually. And we were having dinner there, and it was a pretty well-known Italian restaurant in the area. And I looked over, and I saw Lemuel Stinson. He was a cornerback for the Bears, and he was having a breakout season. And his nickname was Lemonhead. So I said to Kim, I'm like, hey, there's Lemonhead over there. And, of course, my wife, who didn't know a lot about sports at the time, she's like, who's that?
Who?
I said, it's Lemuel Stinson from the Bears. She's like, oh, I go, let's send over some drinks to his table.
Bears.
So we send over some drinks. Hey, can you get Lemuel Stinson over there, whatever he wants on us? Okay. So then he like raises a glass to say thanks or whatever. And then they get up to leave after they're done eating dinner, and he comes over to the table and he's like, hey, I want to thank you for the drinks. I'm like, hey, man, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. You know, have a good game. Nice to meet you. And then he goes out and tears his knee in the next game against the Broncos.
Good job. Get it? Probably because he was hungover.
Yeah, I fucking jinxed him.
Damn it.
Oh, my God. It was good times. I'm trying to get to the email. I met Ryan Sandberg on the street. Ryan Sandberg's like my all-time favorite
It's a
player.
good meet.
Yeah, man. I was working downtown for the TV station for Sports Channel, and we had just done a Bulls pregame. We did the game. We did the Bulls postgame. And then we had like a 6-hour break, and then there was going to be a Blackhawks game. They were on the West Coast or up in Canada at night, so we had to go kill time. So we all went to a movie in downtown Chicago because the studios were downtown. And we walked to the studio. We saw the movie. The movie was called Go. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
Nope.
It's pretty weird. Actually, it's a pretty good movie, but a little bit off. So we're walking back to the studio, and I'm walking with the sound guy. And we walk past a building. Like, here's the building. We walk past the building. And then he goes, hey, there's what's his name? And I'm like, who's what's his name? He says, you know, that guy used to play for the Cubs. So I'd already walked past the building, so I'm like, stick my head out, look down the street. I'm like, that's fucking Ryan Sandberg. What's his name? You fucking idiot. I go, I got to go say hi. He's like, Mike, you're an adult. You're not going to go say hi to Ryan Sandberg. I go, fucking right I am. So I walk down to the...
I'm an adult who's going to go meet Brian Sandberg.
That's right. He's standing outside of an Einstein Bagels with his family. And it's the day before opening day that year.
And you
And
disturbed
it's cold
him.
and windy and shitty. And I'm like, Mr. Sandberg? He's like, yeah, how are you? I'm like, oh,
Hi.
I'm good. I just want to tell you that you're my all-time favorite player. He's like, oh, thank you very much. I'm like, what are you doing in town? He goes, well, we're here for opening day. I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, that's right. It's tomorrow. And his whole family was with him. He's like, I said, well, thank you for just taking time out to say hi. I really appreciate it. You're my favorite player. And he's like, well, thank you very much. It's nice to meet you. And then I left. And I'm like, yay, I met Ryan Sandberg. My friends are like, did you get anything signed? I'm like, no, I didn't get an autograph.
Just walking away. Be cool. Be cool. Don't look back. Don't look back. Be cool.
Yeah. Because when we worked there, I met all kinds of athletes that came to do the shows and stuff that we had. And Lou Henson from the Fighting Illini, the head coach. And I was always told, don't ask them for anything. You can't ask for anything. But Doug Buffone, I worked with for years on Bears pre and post. And I used to bring footballs in for Doug to sign for my friends. So, you know, my one buddy, Greg, who I worked with at the time at the electrical company, he said, hey, I went to a Bears game at Wrigley Field when the Bears used to play at Wrigley Field, and I got a ball from Mike Hull, who was the center for the Bears back then, and Doug played in that game. He goes, do you think Doug will sign this ball for me? I'm like, sure. And Greg had written the score of the game. It was against the Packers. So he gave me the ball, and I brought it in. Doug's like, holy fuck, I remember this game. So he's like, yeah, he signs it, and he gives it to me. And then Greg says, later on, I bring it to him, and then Greg says, can you get me a ball signed by Ron Rivera? Because Ron was coming in for the show. And Ron used to do, before he was coaching for Philly, he would come in and do guest spots on Bears Nightly. So he worked with us for a year. So I said, yeah, I guess. So Greg gives me this brand new football. It's not even an NFL ball. I don't know where he just bought like
it's like a Spalding.
Yeah. And so I bring it in to work, and I said, hey, Ron, can you sign this for me? He's like, yeah, no problem, Mike. And I go, I'm going to be off, but can just leave it on my desk. He's like, okay. So he signs the football, and then I was off for 2 days. I came back, and I go to my desk. I'm like, where's my ball? And one of the producers goes, oh, they're out in the parking lot playing with it right now with Ron. I'm like, what? I run outside. They're having a pickup football game in a parking lot across the street from the studio. The ball's skipping off the ground. I'm like, no, not that ball. Ron's like, don't worry. If I fuck it up, I'll get you another one. And so I give the ball to Greg. It's like all scuffed up. It's got Ron's signature on it. It's a Ron Rivera. He's like, what the fuck happened to the ball? I'm like, he was actually playing football with it.
He played
in a parking lot
with it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that kind of makes it cool.
I think it makes it really cool. And then he signed my Bears hat for me. I met a whole bunch. Lou Henson told me when I met him, I brought him into the studio, and I was a big Illini fan. I still am. And one of my best friends, his dad was a professor at Michigan. That's why I root for Michigan, you know.
I'm a Illini fan. I'm a Michigan fan. You're probably an Ohio State fan too, aren't you?
No.
Like Michigan State, Wisconsin,
I told Lou, I'm
pretty
like,
good.
I'm a big fan of the Illini, and one of my best friends is a Michigan fan. He's like, oh. I go, yeah. I go, I've been wanting to go see a game down in Champaign. He goes, call the office. I get you seats on the court for you and your buddy when Michigan comes. I'm like, what? Huh? And then I didn't call, and he retired right after that season. Like, son of a bitch. Yeah.
Jake, go to bed.
All right, thanks, guys, for watching.
Goodbye. We'll see you in the main show.
See you on the other side.
Coming up
soon.
Like, for us, like right now. For you,
right,
like,
and for you,
like as soon as you click, is it over there? Or is it going to be
I don't know. It might be
here? Or is it going to be down? Is it
down
going to be down
one
here?
Of the corners.
Like here?
Yeah.
I don't
somewhere
know.
Down there. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, just if something pops up, just fucking click it, okay?
Click the card.
Yeah, the thing.
Click the card.
The deal. You know what to do.
Thing.
You've used YouTube before. Just do it.
Do it.
Do it. Or you're going to end up like here. Somewhere in there. Maybe even out here. Who knows?